From being a little too strict, if you will, to an overkill of makeup, and being a functional drunk. And I ain't referring to Zune here. Hello, Magi here, and welcome back to another episode of Interesting Touhou Facts, the series where I cover facts from Touhou that I find either fun, unusual, or simply interesting. So without further ado, let's begin the Interesting Touhou Facts number 102.
Number 5.
For the first fact, we're going to be talking about Magi. So in the previous episode, or at least I would hope so anyway, I talked about a fact regarding Hidden's picture. How those silhouettes were unique as it featured a stage 5 boss. Two of them, both being Okina's servant, Mai and Satono. A new person to join in that distinction will be Yaichi. She's in front of Wily with Keiki and Seiki. Yaichi is different due to her being a stage 4 boss, which will make her the first stage 4 boss to be featured on the jewel case. But enough about Yaichi. This is about Mai, last I checked. I mean, I'm the one creating the script after all. Anyway, Mai is unique in the sense that she's not the only Mai in the series. Back in Mystic Square, there's a character named Mai, together with Yuki, were one of the two bosses of Stage 4. I don't know if the name Mai has any importance to her character or the themes related to the game Hidden. Or Zoom could have simply forgotten the first Mai and chose that name. Either way, we officially have two Mais, so there's that. Another cool tidbit related to this is Orin. Her full name is Rin Kae Binyo. Orin is simply her nickname. There's actually another character who has the name Rin. The thing is, they were never an official character. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this one. Rin Satsuki. You could say she was the original Rin until she was scrapped from EOSD. With how the name is playing out, we could see another character using a name from the PC98 era. Imagine the rage if Zune named another character Mima. I would love to see that.
Number 4.
This fact also involves a character from Hidden, Nemuno, the antisocial gal. To be fair, her species, the Yamanaba, are all about being alone, so that's nothing unique for this person. Anyway, let's get back to the fact. Originally, Zune wanted to make Nemuno look like a Yamanaba gal. I didn't know what that was until I googled it, and holy fuck was I terrified at the sight of it. That was Zune's first plan, but when he pictured her with the heavy makeup, he felt strangely sad. He believed the comical impact would have been too strong, so he didn't go through it. He may say it's comical, I'd say it's more horrifying if anything else. Not only that, you gotta remember it's with Zune's art style. And while he's certainly improved over the years, the idea of this, drawn by Zune, just scares the ever-living fuck out of me. I'm so bloody glad we got the design we have, and let's just stick with that.
Number 3.
So in the last episode, I was talking about Chiruno and how the strongest was handing out Damaku prizes. How she gave Marissa the Damaku prize, Medicine the Sinful prize, and Mistia for the shout out. In this fact, we're going to be focusing on Eiki's section. Now hers is a little different. While everybody had those 3 parts to talk about, Eiki broke the rules and decided to only give sinful prizes. She gave them to Sakuya, Marissa, and not surprisingly, Komachi. For Sakuya, it's because she's only kind to the devils, referring to the SCM crew or at the very least her mistress. Marissa, no shocker at all, is because of her lying. That's not the only reason, as Marissa's search for immortality is another concern from Eiki. Komachi's sin is for, well, being a slacker. Like really, that one was a freebie if anything. Eiki does know rest and play are needed in life, but our Shinigami takes it too far. And you know what? After seeing the events of Phantasmagoria, I ain't arguing with Eiki's assessment there.
Number 2.
For this fact, we're going to be looking at Lotus Eater once more. This time, we won't be focusing on Miyoi, instead on Marissa. And the good part is that no matter what happens in the manga going forward, it won't change up this fact at all, so that makes my life a little easier. So in the last episode, I talked about chapter 1 of the manga and how there was a rumor going around that someone in the human village was attacked by yokai after being drunk from a bar. Reimu goes out to investigate and it turned out it was truly a rumor. Or that's how Miyoi wanted it to play out anyway. In this chapter, we see Reimu hanging near the area to make sure nothing happens. We see someone busting out of the bar, completely hammered. Nothing strange until you realize it's Bloody Marissa. Realizing that, Reimu takes the magician back home. Once Marissa wakes up, Reimu recalled the events of last night. The cool part is that while carrying Marissa home, Homegirl was walking halfway back to the shrine while asleep and drunk as well. I don't know about you, but that's some great talent. Hell, even Marissa said so herself. I'm sure there are many people who would love Marissa's hidden talents.
Number 1.
For the last fact, we're going to be returning to curiosity. It ties back to an old fact in episode 85. I talked about chapter 32, Ryunosuke smoking and how he found it cool due to the cops and detectives using it. And this were his words: "Reading a good novel while my eyes are stinging with tobacco smoke. This, my friend, is a life of luxury." It's time to welcome the spring in style. To each their own. Sumuriko soon visited the store and saw the dude smoking. Instead, she started berating him. Ryunosuke was shocked by it and Sumuriko went super ham on him about smoking. Here's what Sumuriko said: "Of course not, I'm underage anyway. The youth these days hardly ever smoke, not even delinquents. The only people who smoke are old men who can't get with the times. And this store doesn't have a non-smoking section, does it? If you don't want your merchandise to stink, maybe you should take that outside. Although I guess with all the laws these days, there's nowhere to smoke outside either. There are all sorts of harms from secondhand smoke, you know. No surprise that everyone hates it." Ryunosuke was stunned. He dealt with the unpleasantness as he thought it made him look cool, but after Sumuriko's tangent, he did not feel so slick. Hell, Sumuriko even tried to backtrack her comments after realizing how it affected Ryunosuke, but he didn't bother listening to her failure to soothe him. Oh, feels bad. Sorta. But hey, at least Sumuriko might have been able to stop you from smoking those expensive products, so that's a plus, I would say. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Which facts were your favorite? Were you shocked that there was 2 Mai and 2 Rins? Sorta? Would you have lost your shit if Nemuno looked like that? Or do you think Marissa is pretty epic in walking back home, drunk, while sleepwalking as well? If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe, or else Zoom will curse us with that terrifying style. And trust me, no Touhou girl deserves that fate. Either way, this is Magi, and thanks again for watching.
覚悟しろよ。また